Well, I have given my notice. My intent to move, my intent to vacate the premises, my notice that I will not be renewing my lease at the end of the term, and all that good stuff. And yeah, welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, with my lease coming up in a little bit here, obviously a person has to make a choice what he's doing fully. Obviously, I've already committed with stuff being moved already, with stuff being sold, some of the crucial items like my deep freeze and things like that. You know, getting rid of things like my couch and my leather love seat. That the couch itself really needed to be replaced, and that's what I was holding off for. But the love seat I could have used and got a chair or something for company. I made a choice to give my notice, and I walked into the office and said, hey, I am here, live in an apartment, you know, whatever's in this complex, name whatever, my name's whatever's, and I'm here to give my notice. And at first they couldn't find me, which, okay, whatever, you know, it happens. And then another staff showed them where to find me, where to find the proper paperwork, where to find the forms and all that. I was having a bit of a rough day, had to fill out some paperwork by hand. I was hoping to be able to print off via computer and deliver it that way, because it just makes things easier. However they wanted it on their stationery in a certain way. I filled out their form, handed it back to them, said thank you. They listed off a bunch of things about pre-moving inspection and all this and that, and if I want my damage back, then things have to be clean, and all this and that and things, and that was it. I said thank you and thanked them for their time and said I enjoyed living here, and walked out, you know, went on my way. I wasn't expecting them to beg me to stay. I wasn't expecting them to roll out the red carpet, give me a free flat screen TV, you know, but a thank you would have been nice to, or even concern of why I am moving. I wasn't expecting them to kiss my butt, grovel or anything. I have never brought the cops here. I've never had the cops called on me. I was the one that called 911 when the fire was. No one else did. So, you know, I never called the cops on my neighbors, even when they were loud and a lot of things going on. I have called maintenance a few times on things needing to be fixed, like when the tub was backed up and when a couple things broke in the kitchen, which when you're paying rent, you kind of expect things to be a certain level of fixed, right? You know, they didn't offer to reduce my rent to get me to stay. They just kind of let me go, just kind of cold turned their shoulder and you know, don't let the door hit you on the way out. If you're expecting your damage, then you better do a good job of cleaning. Well, you know, I wasn't really expecting my damage back, because that seems to be how landlords get their free party money or whatever, what is keeping a damage deposit from people that even hire professionals to clean their place. At least with my experience, I very seldom ever get my full damage back, even after the place was left cleaner than it was when I moved in. You know, if they would have asked me, hey, what can we do, like reducing rent, well, they'd have to reduce the rent back to like pre 2000 levels of like $475 a month back when I was first renting, in order to really make me want to stay here for enticing for my next leg of my journey. They maybe could have offered to move me to a ground floor apartment. However, with the power subsidy ending at the end of my lease, with the full term of, or the full bill of power now going to be my responsibility, on top of the monthly rent that is due, on top of the internet bill, the cell phone bill, and not even in counting the grocery bill, I'm going to be just below the $2,000 a month, adding all that up. You add the grocery bill, the fuel for the truck, and anything camping, I'm well above my monthly income, and that is part of the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing. Didn't intend on moving, but at the same time, opportunity knocks, and there's a chance to move on with the rest of my journey. There's a chance to develop some things that I've been struggling on for the last few years. There's a chance to start a project that's going to benefit me for the future. And you never know, if things can stay the way potentially my new space is unfolding, maybe things will keep building to the point where I actually get a small, whatever it is, 50 by 175 foot piece of dirt again, that a guy can build a 6-foot fence and line it with razor wire to keep out anybody you don't want in there, and he has himself his little fortress of solitude in some near non-existent town somewhere in Alberta. It's going to be different leaving this apartment. This apartment was my apartment. It was bought for me or rented for me, and not because of anybody else. And this apartment fit my needs 90% very well. It would have been nice if it had an in-suite washer and dryer. And on my bad days, the third floor is quite a struggle. Especially, you know, with the dog having to walk it every few hours. But that's part of having a dog, is you have to walk it. On my bad days, there's been times where I've struggled going up the stairs and down the stairs, having to take breaks in between, having to let the pain, my knees, my back subside. All those old injuries act up on those bad days and make things kind of a struggle. It's been a peaceful place here. For the first little while, there was very little noise other than the person below me. And in the last 6 months or so, there's been a lot of families moving here. Families that come from other parts of Canada and such. And with those families come children, which, hey, this is a family-friendly, family-orientated building, so that's going to happen. And children are going to be children, even though there's a nice brand new playground that they put in here specifically for children. The overprotective parents let their kids play right out front the patio door, and they're making normal noise when they're playing, and you know, it's fine. But when you're having a bad day, a migraine, needing quietness, sometimes those normal ambient children noises are a little too much. That is not the main reason why I'm moving. Again, the main reason is finances. I seen this coming like a year and a half earlier, and I tried to put the ball rolling last year, but it didn't work, and I'm sure I drove those close to me crazy talking about things. I'm sure they've thought or still think that I am crazy wanting to do what I'm doing. But at the same time, when you see things unfolding and you have the power to make a change, you make that change. when I was in the house, I seen things changing, and I didn't want to make the change because I wasn't ready to, and it cost me dearly in all sides of that. This time I'm not waiting till the ship is sinking before bailing. I'm bailing earlier, before the ship starts to get weighed down, before I'm forced to make a change and have to do it the expensive way. But like I said, gave my notice, all is good, moving on to a new journey. Time to start packing, cleaning, getting all the stuff out of here, getting goodwill runs, getting garbage gone, going through a bunch of stuff that I've been lugging around for years. It is what it is, and around we roll. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.